Hi guys, welcome back to episode 4 of the GenZ podcast with me, Danica Tamsin. So today I've got a returning guest by popular demand, my sister Kyra. Introduce yourself.
Hi Danica, back again.
Kyra, introduce yourself. Do you remember that song?
Yeah. Do you remember Bring It On from our bedroom?
I do. Like, Bring It On, definitely. Oh my gosh. That really shaped a lot of my childhood. Bring It On was such a classic film.
We had a DVD player, but we only had 2 DVDs. And it was Bring It On and John Tucker Must Die.
In it, yeah.
And literally every night. I don't know why we didn't get more DVDs.
I don't know, but they were the only ones that we had, and every night we would watch it. And the joke is that was back when films used to replay on itself.
So and remember we got a scratch on the John Tucker Must Die.
And it was kind of like, because that, till this day, John Tucker Must Die, it's probably a trash film, but because of all the memories that come with it. Like, do you know, like a shanty, is it a shanties in that? And she walks and she's like, oh, this is how you like meant to be like a bad girl. When I was a child, I used to copy her and put my hand on the locker thinking that was cool. Like, it's crazy. But Kyra, introduce yourself while you have. I might make that a new thing. Anyway.
Make what a new thing?
Get my guests to introduce themselves, like how the girls do it in
like in song?
Yeah, in song. Like, Kyra, introduce yourself.
Okay, I haven't got any songs today, but I'm Kyra. I'm the one from the couple of episodes ago.
Yeah, the one from episode 2.
But so you said, we were talking before we started the podcast, and you said that you wanted to talk about the Gorilla Glue girl.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to just give an update to people, because I know that a lot of people have been sitting down wondering what's happened. So everybody who's on Instagram's definitely seen what's happened, but she's got the glue out of her hair now via plastic surgery. She had to actually go under anaesthetic for one stupid mistake. That's like, that surgery could have hurt her. Like,
see, me, I've been invested in the Gorilla Glue girl story, and just like the rest of the world. And I am in the small minority that I think it's a fair, mistake to make. I don't think it's that like outrageous.
She was aware.
There's a product called Gorilla Snot. That is a Gorilla Snot. If I went into your bedroom now and there was something on the side that said gorilla, there was a picture of a gorilla on it, and it was in a hairspray bottle, I'd probably assume that it was some kind of hairspray. So the poor woman made a horrible mistake. It's not her fault. No, mistakes happen.
No, she's too old for mistakes. That's a mistake that a teenager would make.
Not if you've never heard of Gorilla Glue. I've never heard of it.
She has heard of Gorilla Glue. Because she's the one who brought it, and she's the one who said
I don't remember seeing that part.
She ran out of Gorilla Snot. So she's run out of she ran out of Got to Be glue. So she's took it upon herself to try find a different method to glue her hair down. So she's used this Gorilla Glue, and obviously it took surgery to take it off, and the things that they had to put in her hair is like proper hardware stuff, so it just seemed like a whole mess. And
so she knew it was hardware glue and put hardware glue in her hair.
She just had one
I thought it was
moment.
A mistake.
But one thing I do believe in, you shouldn't measure people off their moments of dumbness, because I know you may have plenty. I definitely have plenty of dumb moments. So if all of my dumb moments, even if one of my dumb moments went viral, I'd be upset. I'd be like, I don't want the world to know me as this person who done one thing dumb. So I do give her the time of day. But she has gained over 800,000 followers. I think that we put too much effort into foolishness, and I'm a part of this problem. I'm following her actively. Every post she does, I'm constantly looking at it, because I want to see an update on what's happening, but I don't want it to be like a new wave of people coming out now doing stupidness to get clout.
Yeah, but it's supply and demand, because if you thought what she was doing was stupid, you wouldn't follow her.
It was stupid.
You clearly think it's like, if you either find it entertaining, inspirational, there's some reason why you follow her. Yeah. You don't just think it's like, do you know what I think stupid? I can't stand them. You know the videos when people like fall over and that kind of thing, like that kind of slapstick comedy where someone like falls over and that's the point of the joke. I've never found that funny.
A fun fact about me, do you know like things like Mr. Bean? I struggle to watch.
Yes,
I can't watch.
Rubbish.
Dumber and Dumber, Mr. Bean. Mr. Bean was
Dude who stole your car.
Yeah, all of that's trash. Truthfully, I can't even. Do you know like the the parodies of like the funny films, like disaster movies, parodies and things.
Yeah.
I struggle to watch stupid stuff. However, it's because I'm so invested in it. Like, it's a shocking story. But I heard that from the streets. No, I'm joking. But a guy glued his lips together to prove that she was exaggerating. So we're actually encouraging people to be stupid by holding them up at such a high standard.
So you think that guy glued his lips together to get the followers that she got?
No, I think he was stupid. But
why did he do so he did it to prove what?
He'd done it to disprove what happened to her.
And did he prove his point?
Yeah, he had to get medical attention ASAP.
No, I saw it. But people like there's gonna be people who do silly things in whatever you do.
I know, but I think I personally think what should be highlighted is the act, not the person. So I don't think she should get this newfound fame off what she's done.
But you do think she should get fame because you follow her?
No, but I'm following her to keep updated on the act of what's happened.
But it's out now, so why don't you unfollow her?
I might do, actually. But
no, don't hate on the poor girl.
I know.
She made a mistake. Let her feed her family.
But she got over 20k on her GoFundMe, so it definitely touched...
It touched my heart.
A lot of
I didn't donate, but it did touch my heart.
I definitely wouldn't have donated. But... Well, rumours was going around that she was planning to sue them, but she did come out and say that that wasn't true. However, do you think she would have won the case if she did try and go ahead with it?
No.
No. Do you think...
I mean, look, I'm not a lawyer, but...
You done law, though.
Yeah, but I'm not a lawyer. Like, no one knows what the outcome would be, but I doubt it.
You don't think she would get money? Because I think
well, it's America. America's
people
different.
Sue for anything in America, and it's all about the fine stuff. Like, if it doesn't highlight that you're not meant to put it directly on hair, because it highlights skin, it highlights eyes. I think now it should go further and highlight hair.
No, but how long's the list going to be?
I know, you should put it on your nails.
Oh, don't glue your fingers together. Oh, yeah. Don't, like, how long on the list does it have to go? People have to use a bit of... But I do get that not everyone reads the label, and that was an honest mistake to make. I stand by that.
I can't lie though, as we're sitting here talking, I remember the days where, do you know, like nail glue? I used to stick my fingers together, and then I used to get really panicky when it wasn't like giving, and then when it used to come off, it would be a big relief. So I do actually think in my younger days I would have done something just to test how strong certain things are.
Yeah, but you don't do it with your whole hair. She should have tested even if she thought it would work, she should have just tested a little bit and then went back to it.
Wow. If you had to keep one hairstyle forever that you could just gorilla glue, what would your hairstyle would it be?
I don't know. I get bored of my hair quick, so...
But that's the thing. It's one hairstyle that you could just keep forever. You don't get the surgery option like her, but you could just gorilla glue it and it would be like that. Your hair would be like that forever.
What's your answer?
Truthfully, I think it might actually just be a slick down look like how I've got now, because I could mess about with this. I could put a pony on it. I could put a wig on it because it's flat. I could do just endless options.
Yeah, but the point is you have to wear that hairstyle every single time.
But then if this is just glued down forever, that means that my wigs are forever going to be flat.
Yeah, but that's not the point of the challenge. But the point of the challenge is... No, you got it wrong. The hairstyle, you have to keep that specific hairstyle. Yeah, you're not allowed to add wigs. What hairstyle can you wear every single day?
Oh, I could wear this every single day.
Oh, okay, yeah. But your answer can't be, because I'm going to wear wigs.
This would be very versatile, that's what I'm saying.
No, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I'd probably just do this or something.
I'd probably just get dreads or something, locks.
No, I don't. I just get bored of my hair too quick. I change my hair all the time. So
I know. I definitely change my hair far too much. But I heard you saying the other day that you don't like the concept of people changing their hair all the time.
No. I said I wear wigs, like going out, like if I'm going to take pictures or something. But I don't like wearing wigs because.
I like to look like a new person. So let me give everybody some context. I walked into the room with my sister speaking, and they were saying how they like to look the same every day and they don't like having dramatic differences because they don't like holding conversations like, oh, Kyra, new hairdo.
Yeah, I don't like that.
But I love looking like a different person. Like, I love it. I don't like having the same hairdo.
I know, but then I I get it. Like, do your thing. Like, I'm not saying it's like a negative thing or I'd judge someone else for it. But for me, like, my hair's short now, so I would never go from short. This is in my everyday life. Pictures is different. But I'd never go from really short to, like, really long down my back. I feel like I like it to look like it's actually mine. So if I am going to wear a wig, which I do wear wigs, and if I was going to wear one out, I'd make it be like a little short one if I was going to work or something.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know, I don't want people to be like, oh, Kyra, new wig today.
Yeah, it's true. But I don't know, I think I allow people to know that I wear wigs. I'm very open with it. So yes, I do have, and I like to show people that I have a range of wigs, in fact. I can look like a new girl every day of the week if I choose to.
Yeah, so can I. And it doesn't bother me as much as probably like you making out. Like I don't
know. No, you like sounded pressed. You did. You was like, oh, I like to look the same because I don't like... You did say that.
No, I just like a consistent hairstyle. I don't like really super short to like really super long, then really super curly, and then just... And it's good in pictures and stuff, but in real life, you don't want people asking you too many questions.
True. Them awkward questions. I don't like people highlighting new things on me. Unless you like it, say you like it and move on. Please don't ask me.
Exactly.
Oh, when did you get your new hairdo, Tanika? Oh, who did that one for you? I don't like it. I don't like them conversations.
Does this go out on Valentine's Day?
The Valentine's Day would be a thing of the past when you like see this. Valentine's Day is on Sunday. Wow. I don't think Valentine's is going to be that big this year. I definitely don't. People are at home. People won't be able to, like... And you're breaking the law if you combine in two households. Boris said you can't do that. And I don't think people should be going out being reckless. However, I did want to talk about Valentine's Day, but I wanted to highlight what Cardi B came out and said. So I'm going to actually read out the tweets for people who don't know what happened. Cardi B came out with tweets, as she often does, and she said, yes, men do deserve to get gifts as well for Valentine's Day, but the gifts have to be less expensive than the girl's gift. So if he buys you flowers, you buy him grass. Kyra, do you believe in that? Do you think that you should buy something less for your significant other because you're a woman?
No, I think that's just playing silly games.
It's stupid. Like, why? How do people really think this kind of stuff? Like, isn't everything meant to be equal? And people fight for women's rights. Like, I'm always seeing people fight for it, and I'm very much a feminist, as everybody clearly knows. But
it's not that clear.
No, it's clear. Everybody knows I'm always...
Oh, yeah, you do feminism thing, actually.
Yeah, I'm always on that vibe, yeah. Yeah, if everybody's always arguing for equal rights, but then if you're not prepared to be equal when it comes to basic stuff as equal gift giving, how can you expect things to be equal all the way around? Like, I want to be treated as an equal to a man all throughout life. So,
oh, really?
Definitely. Do you know the idea of, like, gender roles?
Yeah.
How women should be cooking and cleaning, bearing children barefoot, all of that. I don't agree with that because times have changed. Women now work, women go out, women have a lot more to offer. So doing that is definitely a thing of the past.
Oh, okay. So it's like a really in-depth subject, but my spin on it is chasing equality is like a really long race.
Yeah.
And of course, like, equal pay and everything, that's fine. But when it comes to, like, women are more maternal. It doesn't mean a man can't be maternal, but women are more maternal. So they do have a bigger role in, like you cannot get equality if women are the ones that carry the children. You can in terms of in the workplace and stuff. But I'm saying if you've got two people who are together in a couple, sometimes you do fall into gender roles, and sometimes it works out that the gender roles are stereotypical, so the woman cooks and cleans, but it doesn't have to be that way. So if you've got a man who, you know, enjoys cooking and cleaning, then you can slip into those gender roles. But I do think people often do take on roles. Yeah. And that's not necessarily a negative thing.
But roles need to be established in order for relationships to work. So I definitely do agree with that. But I think this whole thing of like, well, even though I'm a millionaire, well, I'm not a millionaire, but even though Cardi B is a millionaire, like, she just doesn't agree with treating her man right. Her man has to put...
but didn't she have another tweet saying that she bought him like a Lamborghini or something?
Yeah, she said that, but she said she bought him a Lamborghini because he brought her $1,000 worth of Birkins, and she's got 2 rings on her fingers that are over £1 million, about $1 million.
So she's saying the Lamborghini is like the equivalent between flowers
and bread. She said compared to what he's gave her, that's the bare minimum. But I just think... Why can't girls just be showing that they're giving? They're okay with giving. Like, I feel like this new generation of women, they are really putting out that they hate men, and I'm really not. I'm not for it. And I do think that the whole rhetoric of like men are trash, just taking for his money, sis. Like, you're just making yourself look quite shallow. Like, I don't agree with giving any man money or getting any man, like, everything. But I definitely think that if you love somebody and he treats you right...
Well, hang on. You're lying. You said secure the bag.
I do, definitely.
Secure
the bag, all 22.
And say, secure the bag. So what's all this about equality?
I definitely believe about securing the bag. Just because I don't agree with going out with broke people doesn't mean that I'm... bashing.
Are you sure you want to go down this lane?
I'm positive. I don't think I will. Just because just because I'm not for going out with somebody. Because I say this to you all the time, Kyra. When people have bad money management, it shows a lot about the person. I don't judge people in their off days. People have off days all the time. But if you're walking around being broke, it's a lifestyle for you, that is a big red flag for me. That's an issue. Because me personally, I work a humble little job, side to side, and I never allow myself to get in those positions. So why do people go out of that? It shows that your priorities are wrong. So why would I go and insert myself into that equation? So, I'm not saying that I need a 6-figure man as much as these girls say, because who in Birmingham can I really get who earns 6 figures? People probably earn about... My age group, people are broke and I accept that, but it's just all about money management skills. It's not about being the actual act of broke. Do you know what I mean? It's how you treat your last £10, not that you've only got £10. That's what I mean when I say, secure the bag.
No, I only said that because, like, you were talking about equality and you two working hard to get... But then I've heard Danica say, secure the bag.
I do believe in securing the bag.
I don't say secure the bag.
I know, but just
people aren't your bank account, Danica. People don't go to work to look after other adults.
No,
a gift is a gift, but people don't go to work to look after adults. But I'm not saying that, like, I'm not saying either. I'm not saying, like... independent women.
I'm not waving that flag and carry on, sorry.
I'm not saying like independent women and women don't need men for nothing. I'm not saying that, but nor am I saying like scrounge every penny off someone. That's a bad way to live.
It's not. It's because I feel like I'm not going to just allow something that I'm not willing to do myself. So like, because I'm not willing to live life on the breadline, so why would I go and insert my equation with somebody who's living life on the breadline? Poverty is a thing that affects a lot of people. So me saying like being broke, I'm not talking about like you have 5 kids to feed. I'm not talking about that. That makes me sound really shallow. I'm talking about it from a sense of if you're willing to date and you putting yourself out there to go out with a woman, get your money in order first. I'm not saying you spend your money on me. I've got my own, like I'm fine. I'm saying sort yourself out over there, then you can make a union with somebody.
Yeah. You're saying that if you're broke, you don't deserve love.
Exactly.
Really?
Yeah. I think that.
Oh my God.
Get your finances straight. Get your finances together, and then put yourself out there for a girlfriend. Unless like you both grew up together, you see hard times, but people promote struggle love too much. I'm not for it. Why can't somebody just come to me as a normal person? Why do I have to like accept them for all these flaws? Because if I've got flaws and people aren't willing to accept them, and that's fine, they're just not the person for me. So equally, I think that I shouldn't have to be forced to accept somebody else's flaws.
Yeah, I think it depends what broke is. Like, if you're counting your last 3-4 pence off in between the couch, There's a huge difference between that and someone who doesn't have money for designer items.
You see, when I say broke, and I want to make this clear so it don't sound like I'm being really shallow. When I am portraying myself as quite shallow, I'm not though. When I say broke, I mean that you will spend your last on something that you don't need, and then be okay to go without. You need to learn how to manage money. Yeah. I think that's such a big red flag for me. People not being able to manage money.
Yeah.
It's a scary thought, and that should be, that's just me though. That's a quality that I like to see in people. Yeah. When I don't even like the conversation of money. I don't like when people highlight that they've got money, and I don't like people who highlight that they don't have money. Yeah. Money should just be something that we know that it's just there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I say broke, I'm talking about people who's always like, you got £1, or they're like,
yeah, but that's like a personality trait,
So I don't want to keep on going on about this whole don't go out with broke people, because it's me personally. If you're a broke guy, there's probably somebody out there for you, but it's just not me.
I just think my opinion on that, just to round it off, is people should be with whoever they want to be with.
Yeah,
if you're against broke people, that means if you don't want to be with someone who's broke, then that means your net of people that you can be with is going to be smaller, and that's okay, because that's like a boundary that you've put in place. So someone who says, oh, I can't be with someone who's like women, unless he's 6 foot, I can't be with him. That's fine, but that just means you have less people to choose from.
And I'm absolutely fine with that.
Yeah, and as long as you're okay with that, then it doesn't actually matter.
Yeah. And sorry, last thing I want to say on that as well is that I'm not saying that people have to be, because rich, obviously I'm 20, I'm not expecting somebody to come being you know what I mean? I'm
Kylie Jenner that.
I know, but I'm not Kylie Jenner. You have to be very realistic with what you think you've got. But the other day I was scrolling down my YouTube, all of my private videos, and I seen my old college dropout journey. So I was like, I'm not going to do it. I was like, I physically can't do it. It's making me unhappy. So I ended up dropping out of college. Now, I know that's looked down on a lot of people. And the reason why I wanted to talk about this is because at the time, I thought it was the biggest thing that ever was going to happen to me. I thought it was the biggest decision a girl could ever make in her life, to drop out of college. And I never really explained what happened properly, but I want to talk about it. That little girl who drops out of college, and it's actually led me to doing what I'm doing at uni and stuff. So what happened was, I started a college and I'd done business, and the only reason why I chose business is because I'd done well in business GCSE. So I said, you know what? Why not do a business, a business BTEC? And I didn't like school, so I wanted to be at college every so often. So I went to college. I hated it. From the first week, I knew that wasn't the course for me. I knew it was a trash course, and I never planned on taking it any further. So what happened is, when I lose my interest in something, I kind of I stop attending. I become quite half-hearted with it. So I used to go in once a week for an afternoon and just become really blasé with it. So it got to around December, and I was like, I can't keep up. There was a bunch of assignments coming up. I knew that I hadn't done any, and I was going to do bad on all of them because I didn't have a clue, because I wasn't there.
Yeah.
So one day I woke up. I said, you know what, I'm dropping out today. I'm not doing this again. I'm not going to have this weight on my shoulders. However, I didn't consult nobody about this. My mum's not, as you know, she's not about this whole dropout life. She probably was, if it was up to her, that would never have happened. So, I put my best clothes on, went to the college, went into my form, and I had everything planned out. Everything that she said, everything that I thought she was going to say, I had an answer for it. And I was really practicing how this whole thing would pan out. So I went in, and she was like, hi, Danica. I said, hi, miss, I'm here to drop out today. And I really thought she was going to be like, you can't do that. What's your reasoning? Kyra, imagine she was just like, Okay, just sign here and here, and you're free. I said, what? It's that easy. Literally, the whole dropout process took like 10 minutes. So I've gone home, feeling happy, like, wow, but I didn't tell nobody. My friends didn't know, my parents didn't know, nobody knew.
Yeah.
So for about...
I didn't know.
Yeah, nobody knew. And the funny thing is I really like... It was just really off impulse. Looking back, it was definitely an impulse decision. So, yeah, I was going out. I was picking up more shifts at the job that I had at the time. And I was leaving like I was going to college. I used to put on fake clothes like I was going to college. I used to even take lifts off my mum to get into town like I was going to college. Just a born liar. I was just lying to everybody. Wow, I kept on bumping into my brother at my house, and my brother, he kind of clocked that, how come every time I'm here, you're here? And it's especially through times where you're meant to be at college, like, so every time it used to be just like, yeah, I'm going to college. I don't go to college on Thursdays, it's Tuesdays, you got that wrong. Like, so yeah, anyway, he clocked. So now for this whole, for a long period of time, my brother was very aware that I dropped out of college, but I still had not told mummy. If anybody has met my mum, you've definitely met, how do you think she was going to take to that?
Not well. But didn't Mark blackmail you?
Yeah, Mark blackmailed me for that whole time. It was like, oh, Danica, if you don't go and do this, I'm going to tell mummy that you dropped out of college. So, I just had this big weight on my shoulders. Every day, imagine having to get up acting like you're going somewhere. So I created a plan. I said, I have to tell her. I can't, because I'm not going to come out with any form of qualification, because I'm not there. I'm not even enrolled anymore. Walking around with a badge on like an idiot. So, I made a plan, and the plan was a 3-week plan. The first week, I'm going to hint to my mum that this isn't really the course for me. The second week, I'm going to emphasise it. I'm going to ask for opinions of my siblings and opinions of everybody. And everybody just said, just keep through it. It's only 2 years, just stay through it. And then my third week, that's when I was going to tell them that I dropped out. Anyway, I ended up sitting down with my mum and saying, oh, I've dropped out of college. And at the time, my headspace, if you look back on that video, I really thought that I made this big life-changing decision. Wow, when I did end up telling my mum, truthfully, I think she was a bit like, you should carry something on, you shouldn't start something and not finish it. So she was calling everybody who she could call, my daughter's not doing anything, do you have something for her to do? I ended up working at a radio station for a bit. I ended up just working little places here, there and everywhere, because mummy just definitely wasn't for me staying at home.
Yeah. And
going to do the radio little internship, it actually led me to wanting to do journalism, because I seen it and I said, oh, I definitely could do broadcast. I'm definitely into that side of life.
Yeah.
So it's crazy how something that I thought was going to lead to me I was going to say signing on, but I know I shouldn't say stuff like that. But I thought something that was going to end up to me failing in life, it really was just a main hiccup.
I think when you're younger, you can see little things like that as being the end of the world. I think I done an extra year. I didn't do an extra year at sixth form, but I think I went back and done extra exams. And at the time I was like, oh my God,
yeah,
I'm going to be so old. But really, you're not. Stuff like that, it's just all a part of the process.
And it was only 4 years ago, and it's such a small time in my life. I don't look back and say, oh my gosh, that time, I thought it was going to be the biggest thing. And it's crazy how your younger self, your teenage self, can balloon things up where it feels like it's the end of the world.
Yeah. You just have to put it into perspective that it's not that deep.
Yeah. But it's hard to do that when you live in something. When people say, because people love to say that, look at the bigger picture. Look at the bigger picture. In the long run, it's not that deep. But when you're living in the moment, you think that your life's just going to collapse and nothing will ever go back to the same. But I think the big thing is things become a new normal. So my new normal was running up and down the place doing little internships here, little stints here. That became my new normal. And I actually didn't miss the life that I was living at college.
Yeah.
And it was the biggest weight off my shoulder, because if I would have proceeded to do business, I probably would have meant to go on and do business at uni. And even though I do think it's a course that if you want to go into making businesses, it tells you a lot of things, it would have just ended up ruining my life. Well, not ruining my life, but it would have just took me on a whole different path. And I have to just appreciate that I'm very happy.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely worked out for the best, because you can do something you actually enjoy now.
For real. So, I just wanted to like mention that sort of like as a reflective number, a reflective moment, because the video, I'm so different. Everything's just so different. But let's go on to the last segment of the show. This is actually slowly becoming my favourite segment. I get to get things off my chest. So this is my message to you segment. If you don't know what that is where we give a message to a person, an organisation, a thing. It can be positive or negative. So my message to you this week is actually quite serious. So I know I normally like mess about in my message twos, but it's about the whole Leanne Pinnock documentary situation. Now, if you're unaware what's happened, Leanne Pinnock came out and done a documentary, ready to front a documentary discussing colorism. Now, me as a darker skinned woman, when I discuss colorism, I do come more from a place of hurt. It's hard to speak unbiasedly about it, because I do definitely feel like I'm somebody who's been impacted by it. So she's they came out and said she's going to do this documentary. Her brother and her boyfriend is a known colourist. He's put tweets up about darker skinned women, and yeah, first of all, I want to say whoever's making this documentary, clearly you don't understand the importance of colorism, because you wouldn't make decisions like that. The first reason why it upsets me is because it shows that there's no darker skinned women, not even darker skinned women, but there's no black people in positions of power in places like that, because if there was, things like that wouldn't get pushed through. And it's fine, Leanne Pinnock, she's probably a lovely woman, she doesn't understand, but if she was the right person to do this topic, she wouldn't actually feel comfortable to front this topic, because this isn't a situation that is on the side of her. Like, this isn't something that she needs to speak out on. And I feel like there's so much darker skinned women out there who is probably more eligible for the role. And I'm not saying that there shouldn't be mixed race women fronting documentaries, but I'm saying that this time it's just not appropriate. And it's just a big slap in our faces again, thinking that you're on our side to push a message, and the person you're pushing the message to is a mixed-race woman. And the whole idea with the Rochelle Humes thing and doing the documentary on how black women are more likely to die in hospitals. Now, when I first seen that come out, I was very happy. I was like, this is such a big issue that I've been wanting to hear spoken about for so long. And I was applauding it. But when I seen that it was kind of shunned away from a darker skinned woman, it took me a while, because I was like, this is exactly what I'm talking about. People act like they understand what's going on and like they understand the effects of colorism, but in fact they actually reinforce it with their actions. Having a darker skinned woman fronting it, I've heard people say nonsense like their faces aren't digestible, or they need something more appealing to mainstream media. To get darker skinned women to become more appealing to mainstream media, what needs to happen is we need to put them there. How every time when things that are perfect for them to be in front of, they're just getting pushed to the back. It's not fair. And people, the producer came out and the producer said, this is about the Rochelle Humes documentary. The producer said something across the lines of, wow, we want somebody completely disconnected from the situation to discuss it. That's not a thing. I've never heard that before. Maya Jama does documentaries discussing about how her fathers are in prison and how it's affected her. That's fine when it's Maya Jama, but when it's a darker skinned woman, she's too close to the situation. I think that it's always one rule for one person and the next rule for another, and it's just disappointing that the media industry is keep on getting it wrong. I think the changes that needs to be made is that there needs to be more black women in positions of power, and there's so much people out there ready to speak the truth and they're putting themselves out there, but they're constantly getting pushed back to just Instagram people. Like, you just stay to Instagram clips. But when it comes to BBC and ITV, it's just like, oh, you just get a small segment on Good Morning Britain, like a 2-minute interview. No, it's not right. It's not fair. And if you understood it, it wouldn't have happened. But yeah, that is my message too. Do you have a message too?
Well, it's hard to really follow that.
No, sorry. No, because truth.
No, it's hard to follow,
Yeah. Wow. That brings us to the end of the show. I was going to ask Kari to plug social medias, but Kari don't have social medias. So do you have any last messages to say to the people?
No, not really. Just well done, Danica, for staying on with your... I know Danica really likes podcasting. No, this is genuine. She's always loved podcasts. She always listens to podcasts. Like, she'll always in conversation be like, yeah, I was listening to this person on this podcast. More than anyone that I know. So I'm glad that you've picked something up and you're sticking at it.
I know, guys. We're at episode 4. We have to do some form of round of applause for consistency. I'm really trying. Well, yeah. That is everything. Just follow my social medias at Danica Tamsin. Subscribe to the YouTube channel and follow the Spotify. And that's all I've got to say. Thanks for listening again. And have a great week, guys. Bye. Can you say bye to the people?
Bye.
Bye.